Okay, hello everyone. I believe you can hear me. All right, good day. Nice to have everybody here. So this would be just a symposium discussion, or maybe let me say a simple discussion we are going to have about the recent update that we got from Pi. And yeah, I think the main idea we're going to be talking about is the PIRC idea. And basically, let me just give you a rundown of everything before we start, because most things between Pi Launchpad and all of that. And one of the key things you get out of this is one, I've been working on a decks with a lot of pioneers in the team and people who are eager to see different ideas come to pass. But we have been doing this for like 6 months now. We have been working on a decks, and overnight, our entire philosophy of a DEX just got changed due to the updates by the PyCore team. So it's one of the most um, interesting things that has happened to us, and we are now having to redefine what DEXs means to us and what tokenization means to us, basically. So I think it's better now. So I'm on this side now. Okay, I'm on this side. I think it was because I was using full. So I'm on this side. Okay. All right. So that's the PILC. And let's just explore it a bit. Let me get to there. Where should we start from? Okay, let's start from here. All right. So this is basically Pi ecosystem token design request, which is the PILC in general. And that's what it's all about. And so for starters, so how the entire idea works, it works in four phases. So the first phase, it's the open phase for participation, whereby pioneers can stake pi. Uh, so let me rephrase a bit. So it works in four phases, and the four phases are actually stated in this PIRC documentation. So the first phase of the PIRC documentation is uh, the phase whereby the community stake their pi and then engage with um, engage with the token, right? So the first idea there is that pioneers can stake their pi to receive something that is a new phenomenon, but is actually called pi power. So pi power is like I can't it's just like proof of stake, yeah, right? So but not just proof of stake alone, it has other things like what's it called? Control as well attached to it. So like it determine how much of the staking one person can do. Yeah, right. I think that explains it better. But it determines like the maximum tokens that a person can buy. But at the same time, they use the project actual app. So not just that, but their engagement on the app itself is also measured, and registration features are measured. Uh, there's usage of the app is measured, milestone is also measured, and all of which like help build an engagement score for the people for the pioneers. So both are snapshots according to the documentation, and like a snapshot is taken for both the staking and then the engagement on the platform. So I think that is easy to track because Pi has an authentication system. Sorry, I was about to use a developer short word, but I just remembered like I'm not talking to only developers alone. So Pi has a short word. I just said short. Pi has an authentication system that lets us like track the user's usage and all of that. So there is also a baseline for Pi power. So for long term, Pi lock has 90% lock for 3 years of of like I don't know if you understand, but like when you lock your token, like when you get the token, you decide to lock it for a certain period of time, and then you are also staking your pi equivalent of it, right? I don't know if you understand that. So lock for 3 years before uh uh how should I put it now? So like, okay, let me simpler words now. So how it works is you determine the percentage of lockage and also determine the time frame for the lockup. Just like, I think just like pi lockup, yeah, right? So this also, like, the main reason for this is just to help ensure loyal pioneers aren't excluded, and yeah, like we are certain of, rewarding loyalty as well. So, but the second phase of all of this is the allocation period. So allocation, I think, is going to follow different formation, but we have two designs that have been introduced right now. So the first design is simple: all committed pi plus an amount, an equal amount of project token go to liquidity pool via one deposit. So what that means is that uh, we are going to pick an amount, like we are going to pick an amount. Let's say, okay, let's say one of these token, let's use Zara token as an example because I'm working on Zara. I'm going to show you guys Zara, by the way, but let's pick Zara as an example. So um I decide, okay, one Zara is equal to one pi, right? So, and people had staked, let's say, 1,000 or 1 million pi at the end of the day, right? So I'm going to take 1 million Zara and 1 million pi and send it to the liquidity pool. So that's the basic idea here for um for this, right? And so let me also go through the documentation to add other things. And but it says that participants get tokens at a single clearing price. So I think the price is really determined at the IPO. So with an engagement-based bonuses of up to 10% extra tokens. So effectively a price discount. So but this happens like, so for the phase one is basically like IPO. That's the whole point. IPO, but a different kind of IPO, right? So for phase two, the first design for phase two is simple. All allocated pi plus an equal amount of project token go into liquidity pool via one deposit, and participants get token at a single clearing price. So example, like people that staked at phase one, so they get like discounts and all of that, right? But as you can tell, their staked pi is going to be used to in the liquidity pool to generate revenue at the same time. So I think how the infrastructure, I haven't read this yet, but like I think, let me just write down the idea as well because it's like an interesting idea. So because the project gave users staked their pi and project gave their token equivalent of that pi. So if both of that is put into the liquidity pool, the revenue generated from the pool is now shared just to the users and based on their percentage of contribution to the stake. I believe that's let me write down the idea. Yeah. So they get the reward. So I think that's a very basic idea that I can add to the decks, of course. But so that's the first design for phase two of the entire launchpad process. So just commit all pi that has been staked plus an equal amount of project token to the liquidity pool. And the second design, which is far more advanced than the first one, is the launch allocation is split 80-20. So 80%, uh, so half the committed pi buys 20% of tokens at listing price. So that one is fixed. But the other half, so how should I say it? I want to use simpler words to explain this because I'm struggling to use simpler words to explain all of these. Okay, let me go to phase two now. Uh, Allocation. So this is design to allocation. So basically, what I just explained is the entire phase one. Okay, so this is what I said. This allocation describes simple model allocation option with discount based on engagement. All committed pie goes into liquidity pool and each participant receives their token allocation once at a single clearing price. The project may add an engagement based incentive so that the engaged participants would may, okay, so it's not like a definite statement, okay. So C is equal to the total pie committed by participants to purchase token, okay. T is total allocated tokens allocated to participants, so purchase bucket, okay. Tokens reserved for liquidity seeding, okay. Um, yep, okay. Listing price, okay. So all of that. So what determines listing? What's listing price? A P list. So as initial parameter in this model, we set T is equal to T purchase is equal to T liquidity. T purchase token allocated for participant is equal to total amount of liquidity. Oh, okay, that makes sense. But in a situation whereby total allocated for participant is way higher than or way lower, should I use lower? Let me use higher. Is way higher than the total pie contributed for the initial launch pad. It's going to devalue the token. So it's going to, well, we always say let the market decide. So I would say in that case, let the market just decide. If it devalues, that's what the market decide. If it goes higher than that, that's still what the market decide, right? So yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's just leave it that way. Okay. All right. So let's talk about basic ideas here. So for uh for design two, oh, I just came back to the app that I'm using to stream, and I discovered my face was very close to the screen. Okay. Let me fix that now. I think I'm backed off now. All right, that's better. Okay. So we talked about phase two, allocation period, talked about design one, and then design two is what we are now interested in. So let's go back and look at the second design. Oh, I think like both designs are here. LP formation. Am I? I think I'm in the wrong place. This is allocation. I'm in allocation. I need what's phase? We are in phase two. Allocation. Oh, okay. I was right. So I need allocation, but the second design, so that it will help me understand this. Okay, so we're in the second design. Oh boy, this design is complex. Let's look at that. So this is a project. Uh, this is liquidity pool. Okay, this is an escrow wallet. Okay, so project sends token to escrow wallet, and escrow wallet sends it to liquidity pool. But what needs to happen before this happens? Okay, let's look at this. So project send tokens to pioneers, and pioneers commit pay, stake pie, release back, swap pie ordered by engagement, liquidity pool gets token. Okay, let me just read it. I actually got cloud code to look at this as well. Let me share my cloud code screen so that you guys can see it as well. Yeah, let me bring it. Let me just add it to the streaming software. Okay. Um, okay, so that's cloud code. Give me a second. Let me work on adding my face there so that you guys can see me. Yep. Wow, shit. That's my entire face. Just give me a second. Okay. Alright. That's not better, but that should be better. Yep, that's better, right? That's better. Okay. So that's my cloud code screen. Yeah, so this is the summary I used initially. But let me go to, I think this was in pipe log or something like that. So I think you guys can see my cloud code. So, all right. So let's go back to GitHub right now to look at this. So basically, like this has two frameworks for distribution and allocation of tokens for users. So the first one is the common one, which we know. Oh, not it's not common because it said committed, but the word that is being used there is stake, right? So stake, and the highest time frame for staking is actually stake 90% for um 3 years. But there are a lot of factors we should also consider. There are limits. There's something called pi power, and your pi power also determines how many tokens you get. Your pi power is determined by your staked pi plus your engagement in that platform. So those are two key things I think we should understand. So your pi power determines literally your engagement with that token. Okay, so let's we are still trying to get our head around design two because I get design one, but I don't really understand the second design. Oh my goodness. Just give me a second. Oh boy. Oh, shit. Okay, so smoke came in into my room and I had to close my window so I don't get choked up by smoke. All right. So, design two, the launch allocation is split 80-20. Have the committed pi buys 20% of the token at listing price, which is fixed. So listing price is fixed. So we use 20% of the committed pi to buy the token at a fixed price. But where is the buying going to happen is what we need to understand. So let's look at this. So pioneers buy commits. So this 20% goes to escrow wallet, right? So this is it. So this is the phase one, commit pay. So basically, and let me zoom in on this. I think I can zoom in. Can't I? Yeah, I can. Okay. So it gets sent to the escrow wallet and then the escrow wallet deposit that pi. And the escrow wallet and that initiates a transaction to pay them, but this is going to be a fixed price, right? I think I get that right now. So that's going to be a fixed price. Okay, let's try and do something else with that information. And then, so that's for the 20%. You buy at the IPO fixed price. Okay, my room is getting stuffy because I had closed it and then the smoke had entered earlier on. So let me open it up a bit so I can breathe. I wasn't expecting smoke to come in. Okay, but so we said 20%. The other half or the leftovers is used in engagement ranked swap from the liquidity pool. So the most engaged user swap phase 60% discount. Let me read that again. I don't know. I think this second method is quite complex. So let's go step by step. Step one, fixed price delivery. Have the pie committed is transferred to escrow wallet directly wallet, and it directly buys 20% of the launch token allocation. So 0.2 T. So this T is this particular T. I'm not on that page, but there was a page that explained what T means. T is so we have three T's. Um, yeah, I think one is for liquidity, one is for token allocated for liquidity, token allocated for initial deposit. That's for the IPO. But we are in step one now. So I think the T that is being talked about here uh, is talking about the fixed price. Yeah. So, and it's delivered to participants directly as a direct sale, which is price listing. So the price at listing. So the price at listing is going to be okay. I think 80% total amount of token went into portion. 80% of T is deposited into the liquidity pool. Okay. 20% of T is sold at listing price. Oh, this makes much more sense. So basically, 20%, I think this is useful for projects that are building on Pi. Yeah. So 80% is deposited into the liquidity pool, and then 20% is sold back to people, to participants of the entire this thing at a discounted price just to use that to raise funding. I believe so. Yeah, so let's just go down a bit. So step three is automated engagement based swap. Okay, so based on your participation during the participation window. Okay, what else is here? Okay, yeah. Okay. So let me open up. Um, yeah, let me open up this. I think this will make much more sense to me as a developer, of course. Okay, let me close this up. Or let me minimize it. All right, now let me just close it up. That's not how it's closed. Oh, I guess it's just not closed. Yep. All right. So we have two things to discuss about here. Um, so this is Zara, Zara Dex idea. And basically, let me look for where I have the recent documentation I added. I actually added PIRC here as well. Yeah, okay, I think this is the particular idea. So we have so many products from savings to investment to staking to all of that, and even contributing to pools, uh, transfers using stable coins, and so many other features that we have actually added. And this is thanks to the PIRC idea that the PyCore team came up with. So we had to revamp our idea of tokenization, whereby we had let anybody tokenize. Right now, we are limiting it to only people that own a project to be able to tokenize on the Pi blockchain. So it's quite crazy. I think I would love to do a demo. Um, Yeah, I would love to do a demo for like everybody to see on how to use Zaradex, but hopefully not today, because today I have to go and work. So I had to make this video on time so that I don't forget to make this video. But basically, let me just see if I can finish up in like 2 minutes. So something interesting about this PIRC is for price protection. So we have two designs for that. So the first design makes it possible that price can fall below 23% of the listing price. And design two, so that's based on like phase phase what phase two design, which is allocation. So with design one, price can go below 23.8% because we already have something back in the liquidity pool. So the money that is already put into the pool. But we also have for design two, which is good for project, but also detrimental to price fall. So for phase three, we have TGE, token generation event and market opening. So when allocation ends, the liquidity pool is like open to everyone else, and this is the official token generation event. So the escrow wallet that's seeded from that design structure, that what's it called? What was it? Made mermaid diagram. Or where is it? Let me go up. Yeah, from here. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the escrow wallet here. Okay. So from that what's it called? Let me just rephrase that idea now before I mix it up. So that makes it possible. So the pi and the token that is sent to the escrow wallet is permanently locked in the pool. So the escrow wallet sends all of that to the pool and it's permanently locked in the pool. So no one can ever withdraw the initial liquidity. A lot of projects already do this, but I think it's just the way Pi Network has chosen to go with it. Yeah. I think most projects don't make it strict. Yeah. So you can always unlock it with time. But Pi say you can never unlock it. So I think that's the crazy part. But yeah, let's go ahead. So for phase four, the post launch, so project must have unlock schedule. No one and no more favorable than the community long-term token distribution and ongoing engagement incentive. So let me go and look at that in TGE. So stage 5 actually has two designs. Okay, so let's look at that. I think that should be where everything and so design. Okay. So I now get it now. So for the first design for TGE, oh, I already talked about TGE, right? Yeah, I'm not looking for TGE right now. I'm looking for after TGE, that's stage 6. We do not have stage 6 here. Yep, we do not have stage 6 here. So everything ends at TGE. So, but with TGE, or with the entire design, we have to design. One design makes the price not grow less than 23%. Am I in the right? Oh shit, sorry. I'm not in the right document. You guys are not seeing that. Okay, you can see it now. And then the second design makes it not to go less than 16% of the listing price. So for Pi developers, acquiring like massive global use base uh, is one advantage you will get from this. Uh, your token cannot be rocked. So the risks of rock pool is a word. It can happen. Rewarding your most engaged users with better token prices is a possibility. Uh, sorry, building on top of transparency with like the entire idea of smart contracts and all of that, which are coming, is there. So basically, this design is open for community comments. You can go and check it on GitHub .com/Pi Network/PLC. You would find it there, or just look for Pi Network. It's a new repo user for the PyCode team, so just check it out. But the bottom line is PLC is Pi Network proposal for the future of Launchpad and tokenization. So I believe that makes sense now. All right. I'm just trying to rush up to catch up with work. Thank you so much for listening. I hope the video comes out on time. See you within few hours. Yeah. All right. Bye.